morning, everyone. I thought I would actually just start the vlog now while I'm heating up my, well, very little what remains of my chicken soup. Having a bit of a mismatch breakfast this morning. I'm going to heat up this little bit of chicken soup that I've got left, and then I'm going to do a yogurt pot alongside. So today's video, I thought I'd do a bit of a spend the day with me because it's quite a good day because I've got a mix of everything. So I've got clinic today, I've got a couple of client calls. I've also got a training today. So I'm doing a training, I've actually already done training, but I'm doing another training on the HTMA test, which is the mineral test. I've got that this morning. Oh, that heated up very quickly. I've also got some time today set aside to also work on some of the projects that I'm working on at the moment, which I actually really want to share with you and tell you about as well. So that'll be cool. And then also I go to France tomorrow to go see my mum. So I've also got to get my bits together and get myself sorted for that. So yeah, lots going on today. Okay, we're going to make a yogurt pot. It's also going to be quite a decent portion because I need to finish this tub before tomorrow as well. I then like to add in flax seeds. I'm taking inositol at the moment, and this is really easy to put in things like yogurt. So I'm just going to pop this in there as well. What else should we put in my yogurt today? We're going to pop in a little bit of this. We're going to pop in a little bit of GOS, which is a prebiotic powder, which I've been taking predominantly to feed my bifidobacterium. And also, I mean, to be honest with you, also feed other bacteria as well, because I was a little bit low on the last test that I did. When was that? That was, I think, September last year. But I've actually just sent off my next GI map. I actually did that on Monday. So, yeah, I've just sent off the test. I'm waiting for the results now of that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing where my gut test results are now after doing a good 6 months of a lot of support, definitely. I'm going to add in a tiny bit of this honey, which is the raw pot. Let me just show you. This is the raw pot honey that has a bit of royal jelly in it. I'm actually taking royal jelly on its own at the moment because that's actually a really nice one to support fertility. But I also have this honey, so I'm just trying to use this up because it's nearly finished. And actually, do you know what? While we're at it, we're also going to add in a little bit of my creatine as well. Oh, actually, and colostrum. Why don't we just go for the full hog? So colostrum, creatine. There we go. My yogurt has turned into a full-blown just supplement pot. Right, I'm going to go eat my chicken soup with my yogurt now. Do you know what's really nice actually about having leftover soup for breakfast? Is that it's a warming food, and that's really important in the morning as well because you want to wake up your digestive system and you want to be putting warming foods in there that help like getting the lubrication going and the movement going, and to kind of loosen things as well. You don't want to be putting into your system in the morning really cold food. So even if like the water you drink in the morning, you don't want to be drinking iced water because that's going to be constricting and tightening in the body. So if you struggle with things like constipation, that's a definite no-no. If you do, really want to get your bowels moving and get everything going in the morning, you want to try and start your day with warming foods. That's why I start my day also with the hot cup of lemon and ginger normally, but today, was a tea. But that's why I do that, is to get that warm liquid into my system to really help, start getting the digestion going. This soup as well is just extra good today because Rob actually made me some homemade bone broth. The dream. Also, is this not the cutest thing ever? See these flowers that are coming in the shot here? So those beautiful roses, Rob actually got me for Mother's Day. I'm not even a mother, but how cute is that? He got them for me and he was like, we're going to manifest you becoming a mother. Does your heart not just like burst from that? Literally, he came through the door with the flowers that were taken to his mum, and he came through like there was loads in his hand. I was thinking, God, that's a huge bunch you got for your mum. And he was like, oh no, half of it's for you. And I was like, can I love you anymore? So this is definitely the reality some days. I had all the intentions to finish my breakfast, go upstairs and actually get ready for the day. But I thought, I'll quickly book my train tickets for tomorrow to get to the airport. Did that, and then just by habit, and I couldn't help myself, I clicked on my WhatsApp on my computer that's linked to my work account. And now, 40 minutes later, I've been chatting to my clients all morning. So yeah, I'm actually going to shut this off. I do need to quickly ring up a lab quickly to sort something for a client, and then we're definitely going to go get ready. have.
So Ebony, you got some really impressive facts
Robin,
to tell
stop
me.
Stop it. So I've just finished my HTMA training. We're out for a walk now. Today it was all about the first 6 minerals. So it was a really nice recap going over that. And what's been really great doing this training is it's also been great to see another perspective, because I've already done a training on the HTMA before and I've been using it in practice for well over a year now, but it's just so interesting just seeing another person's perspective and like seeing all of their clinical insight. So that brings me on to some really interesting information that I learned today. And Robin, this is what you need to listen to.
Yeah.
So basically she was saying that she had a practitioner that ended up specialising with children who struggle with dyslexia, and this practitioner ran like tests on all these children and found the common theme amongst them is that they all had low copper.
Interesting.
And when she started supporting the copper and got the copper up, the dyslexia traits started to improve in all the kids.
That's very interesting.
How interesting is that? I would say the other like key takeaway from that call was also just really acknowledging the importance of adrenal health and stress management, because that was actually probably the common theme amongst pretty much all the minerals, is that they all get affected by the adrenals. I mean, I say that all the time, particularly to my clients, like when it comes to minerals, the number one thing that's always going to knock your minerals off is stress. But like when you look at things on a deeper level, in terms of like, for example, seeing on a HTMA test someone having, let's say, low sodium and low potassium, or the opposite, high sodium and high potassium, there's such a huge adrenal link to that, and correcting it is not just about adding in, like, you know, giving someone more of the mineral. That's a small part, but it's more so about actually fixing the adrenal dysfunction. So in a lot of the approach, it's actually about fixing the adrenals in order to then fix the minerals. Actually, in a past training module, we were talking about, you know, how common is it to see like a perfect test. And I mean, typically in practice, you're not going to see them as often, because usually people are coming to you with a symptom to fix. So usually you're going to obviously see some level of dysfunction come up on the result. But in people that get a perfect test, they tend to be the kind of clients who have incredible stress management, and they're very, very good in that area of their health. So yeah, the point of this is stress is huge and we have to get better at managing it, and yeah, supporting our adrenals and keeping them nice and happy. Any thoughts, Robin?
Manage your stress, boys and girls.
I just wanna go out on a walk with you. Baby, you know I just like to talk with you. You don't have to tell me anything that's new. I just wanna go out on a walk with you.
Okay, so I'm just having some lunch. So I've actually got some chicken breast that I made for dinner last night. That's always my tip. Make extra at dinner so you have leftovers for lunch the next day. One of those, and that is coated with lemon and rosemary. Love herbs. They are some of the most nutrient dense foods that we can eat, and they give so much flavour to your meals, so definitely recommend trying that on your chicken to give it some more flavour. I then also got some leftover roast potatoes as well, so I'm going to have those as my carbs, and these are actually a really great source of resistant starch. So cooked and cooled potatoes, or even grains like rice and things like that, yeah, that creates a higher content of resistant starch, and this is a really great prebiotic for your gut, because resistant starch actually travels through the small intestine and goes straight into the large intestine to help nourish all your good bacteria. So yeah, that's what I'm having as my carbs. That's my protein carbs, and then I've got half a plate here basically of vegetables. So we've got a mixture of cauliflower, broccoli and courgette, basically me using up what I have in the fridge. So I'm going to drizzle that with some olive oil. So that's going to be some healthy fats. I'm also actually going to add a bit of mayo. This is my favourite mayo. It's the Hunter and Gather 100% olive oil, olive and lemon. This, in my opinion, I think is the best one. So that will add some more healthy fats to the plate. And just for a little bit of extra gut support, I'm also just going to put a little bit of sauerkraut, because I didn't have this morning. Normally I have this with my eggs, so I'm just going to put just about a tablespoon, nothing crazy. A little bit of that on the plate as well. And then, very important, which I actually should have done probably about a good 5 to 10 minutes ago, but anyway, I'll do it now, better late than never, is I'm going to do my digestive juice. So this is from Organic Olivia. You can do a spray like this. This is really good for convenience and what I tend to lean on the most. But you can definitely get your bitters in through your food. So adding some rocket to this plate or watercress, or even make yourself like a little side salad, which you can have that first. Basically, bitters are really great to stimulate all your digestive secretions. So it helps support your stomach acid, but more importantly, all your digestive enzymes, which you need to properly break down your meal. So I'm going to have a couple squirts of this. I want to let it fit in the mouth for a minute and really, oh my god, I've hit the back of my throat. What I was trying to say is you want to let it sit in the mouth for a minute and really let your taste buds really taste that bitterness before you swallow. Okay, so I'm at my big desk now, which always means I'm going to get down to some serious work, particularly clinic work. So I have got a client call in about 40 minutes or so, and then I also want to work on some projects that I'm working on at the moment. So I've got 2 projects that I'm working on. They kind of go together. So I'm going to start with the first one right now, which is my drainage program, which I'm so excited about. Basically, the reason why I'm creating a drainage program is because it's where I start with any client that I work with. You have got to make sure that your drainage systems are open and running effectively. If there is any stagnation in your detoxification systems and your drainage yet is stagnant or blocked, then that is going to increase disease states in the body. It's like, imagine a clogged sink and you're trying to like pour dirty water down it. Like, it's just going to overflow, and that overflowing is what we see in our symptoms. So yeah, it's so important to make sure the drainage systems are supported and running optimally before you embark, particularly on any kind of detoxification supporting protocol, like any eradication work or anything kind of hefty like that. You've got to make sure you've done the drainage support first. So basically, I'm putting together this little drainage program. It's like a little mini program, and my goal with it is I want to use it in a couple different ways. Like, I want to give it to clients when they first sign up so they can get it immediately and they can start working on it ASAP before we've even jumped into our first session. So it gives something, you know, for people to dive straight into. But the other reason I'm creating this little mini drainage program is because it actually ties in with my second project I'm working on, which very soon I'm going to be launching a group acne program, which I am so excited about because, you know, this is my thing. And I'm just really excited to put it more into a group setting, because I think that's something that I feel like sometimes is missing. Like with my clients, I'm working always one-to-one, but there's so many similarities across a lot of the clients that I work with. And I'm like, how great would it be if we could just all have this good chat together and talk about these topics? Because I think it's quite empowering as well, being around other people who are going through the same thing, and particularly with something like acne, because it is something that it can really hit on people emotionally. I mean, I know that I went through it myself. So yeah, I also think it'll be a really lovely environment to get a nice community of people together where we can really dive hardcore into it, but also have the support from that community. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about it. There's lots of things that I'm planning with that. And it will still have a personalized element. It's not like it's just going to be just group and you just only get the group like attention from me. I am planning it so there is still a bespoke element. So I will still give you your own bespoke like supplements and extra guidelines and things that are unique to you. Because again, taking something like acne, my gosh, there is not one root cause to it. There is so many different root causes to acne. So I could have a group of people on a program, but everyone's root cause could be different. So of course there's going to be a personalized aspect to it. But going back to the drainage program, that's where that ties together, because my idea that I have as well is I want the drainage program to be the first like introductory thing that people do before they start the group program. Because like I said, opening up drainage is just something that everyone needs to do. So why not put a little program together, send it off straight away. People could start doing it, getting those things in place, which means that when we do come together, you know, and dive into our sessions and everything together, we can get so much more out of it, and we don't need to be spending even more time going over these things that you could already be doing, you know? So yeah, it's really exciting. I'm really excited about this change. I feel really positive about it. afternoon. That was jam-packed. It is now come up to 6:10, so I feel like from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock, the 4 hours just absolutely whizzed by. So I had some really great calls this afternoon with 2 of my clients, and just reflecting on those sessions, just a piece of advice: if anyone is on a healing journey right now and you are suffering with, a set of symptoms, I really do recommend that you grab a notebook, get a clean page, write down all your symptoms, and then have a scoring system. So I recommend doing it on like a number scale. So 10 being symptoms are really flaring and really not great and at their peak, and then 1 being the symptoms gone, I'm feeling amazing. And score those symptoms. You can do it, you can decide whether you want to do it on a daily basis, weekly basis, bi-weekly, monthly, but have a system and stick to it, and have a system where you can score it so you can actually track the progress that you are making. Because what I tend to find that happens is that when people are working on something within their health, typically they have like a sole focus. So for example, a lot of clients who come to me, a lot of the time it's their skin. They want to heal acne. What sometimes happens is that becomes just the sole focus, even though they have got other symptoms going on in the background. Like there's always other symptoms. If let's take a skin issue. Skin issues, there's so many different root causes to that. So there's definitely going to be dysfunction in other areas. So we're definitely going to pick up some symptoms going on elsewhere. So there's always other stuff going on in the background. And what tends to happen is that when someone's struggling with their skin, they become so focused on that, they ignore the progress that's happening in the other areas. And this is such an important thing to focus on, because that also gives you so much direction in terms of, are you making progress and are you moving forward in a positive direction? It also really helps with motivation as well. To give an example, one of my clients, my last client today, she's suffering with eczema, and it's a very challenging eczema case. So we're definitely on a little bit of a battle with it because histamine. So in this case with eczema, it's very histamine connected, and there's so many complexities that go into histamine and lots of different like wheels that move in the body. And there's a lot to think about and look into in terms of getting into the root cause as to why someone's histamine system is flaring. So we're on that journey together, but we also have been on a journey so far with her gut. So when she first started with me, she was getting bloated after every single meal. And anyway, just keeping this simple, our call today, at the moment, hay fever season has come into full swing, which, by the way, side note, is anyone else getting really bad hay fever at the moment? I'm okay so far, but I am hearing a lot of it at the moment. People saying that they're getting hay fever earlier this year. This client that I'm talking about now, she's also experiencing it earlier this year. And everywhere I'm going at the moment, people are like sneezing and saying that hay fever is a thing. So let me know if you're experiencing that. She's experiencing some hay fever at the moment. So obviously her histamine symptoms are going to be increased, right? Because the environment is causing that allergy-like response. So her eczema is going through a little bit of a flare at the moment. So when I was on the call, I was like, okay, let's also have a look at some other areas though, and just see how everything else is working, because we were just finishing off part of her gut protocol. And I said, hey, like, how's your bloating? Not getting bloated. Like, not getting bloated at all throughout the day. I was like, okay, like, how is digestion though? I kept on asking questions because I was thinking like, hang on a second, this is quite a massive jump forward. And basically came to the conclusion her digestion is feeling amazing, no symptoms coming up, no bloating, no gas, and feeling really settled. And it's a really good example where, when we do become so fixated on one thing, it's easy to forget the progress we're making in other areas. And I was saying to her, like, it's confusing right now because there's that grey area because of all the hay fever happening and the histamine is being provoked. But healing is happening. Healing is taking place. It's so easy to forget how far you've come if you're always focused on where you're not. Right, we are now switching gears because I'm coming out of work mode, and now I'm thinking I need to pack. I need to get ready for tomorrow. I also need to make dinner. So first thing, I'm going to sort out my supplements for my trip. If you don't have a supplement case already, highly recommend. I got this from Amazon. You can get ones that have more like compartments. So you can get one that has 3 if you have to take like a lunchtime supplement, for example. But I have just the 2-way compartments, so morning and evening, and this is amazing for travel. I actually did fill these up yesterday, so I've got all my supplements ready to go, and I just take the days that I need, which is practically 6. I'm just leaving Wednesday at home. And then I've also got in the top part here, so it's got like a little mesh bit at the top. I always take with me some collagen sachets. To be honest with you, I know my mum is going to steal these off me because she's always asking for collagen. So I know she's going to probably take those off of me. And then I've also got, actually these are for my mum, taking her some of these little heavy metal sticks. So that is my supplement. So they are all done and they can be packed in my bag. Then also I like to take with me, I do like to take a couple of tea bags. This is always a travel tip of mine. And admittedly, my mum will have this kind of stuff, but my mum's more into like the chais and that kind of like Ayurvedic spice, you know, tasting tea. So I do like to take with me just a couple of, you know, selections of teas like lemongrass and ginger. I'm going to take a couple of peppermint and licorice. These are all pucker, by the way. And then I'm also going to, oh, sorry, did you just see that? This is where, you know that meme where that little boy catches something and he's like, sorry, what I was saying was 3 mints. So I'm going to take 6 tea bags, so that's more than enough. And I like to take them because they just help support my digestion. I really want to take my liver juice. I just don't know if I've got the liquid allowance. So I'm going to pop that on the side, and that's going to be a TBC. And what's quite good about the liver juice is that the liver herbs are also, some of them are bitters. So it can double up as like a bitters as well. So if I just did like 1 dropper before each meal, I can use it as a bitters as well. So yeah. Gonna try and get that packed in, but we'll see. And actually one more thing I think I am gonna take is the inositol, just because I am really trying to work on like my fertility. Obviously me and Rob are praying that we're gonna get, you know, fall pregnant sometime soon. So I really want to stay on top of that. So I'm going to take my inositol with me as well to keep supporting my ovarian function. This is also really nice for blood sugars as well. Okay, a few things to address. In the dressing gown, because we're cooking bolognese and can't get tomato on my white top, do you know what I mean? Second thing, we're on the mic because the extractor fan is on and the sound is probably going to be terrible. Third thing on that point, I got a new camera. Let me know if you noticed. But anyway, the reason why I've actually put my camera on, because I just feel like I need to say, there is nothing, like honestly nothing more disappointing than making a bolognese to realise that you have no basil. Like oregano is just going to have to suffice, but basil literally makes the bolognese. Like basil is the flavour, it's the secret sauce to a bolognese. So anyway, completely, ASMR. Completely random point, but I just felt like I had to vocalise that because my evening has taken a turn. I need to add more cheese to make up with the lack of basil.
Yeah, so true.
Do you know what I mean? Robin, how good does that look?
Do you love it?
Mmm.